Another case of Diet Mountain Dew goes to me.
What you with it for?
Because you bet me that the King would make half of his threes last night.
How many
He went
make?
3 for 9. You lost again.
Oh.
That's 10 cases you've lost to me just in 2 weeks. Way to go. I love Diet Mountain Dew.
What percentage is that?
Champions.
What is
the
that?
nectar of the gods.
What was that, 33%?
Yeah.
Shannon, I
Sorry.
tried to help you. I told you, don't take it. Just, you know, lay off. It's been a tough couple weeks, but you took the bet. Either way, LeBron got it done. We will talk all things LeBron and the GOAT. And, of course, the other GOAT had a pretty good day. We'll get to that. But let's start with Shannon's GOAT. It took overtime for the third straight game for the Lakers to pull out a win after a late three by LeBron to force the extra period. LeBron finished with 25 points, but was only 3 of 9 from deep, and he ended up playing over 40 minutes for the third game in a row. This is the first time in 4 years LeBron has done that. So, Shannon, how much credit does LeBron deserve for the win?
Well, he deserves a lot of credit. Skip, I think if there's a scenario that if Caruso and AD plays, LeBron maybe takes the night off. But I think Frank Vogel, the head coach, realized that there's no way we have a chance of winning this game without AD, without LeBron and Caruso. So I believe if AD, Caruso had been there, LeBron maybe would have taken the night off. But because they weren't, LeBron says, okay, coach, I'll go. Skip, to put these kind of minutes on his legs at this late in his career, man, I mean, what? They went to double overtime Friday, they went to overtime on Monday, and went to overtime again last night, 40-plus minutes, and he's doing a lot of heavy lifting. And he's trying, Skip, he's trying to manage it. You know, he goes in spurts where he gets 7, 8, 9 points, and then he's like, okay, hey, get up all the trays down on the block. Okay, keep shooting. Hey, Wesley Matthews, Schroeder, take it over. Trying to conserve energy, just trying to be out there, just knowing his presence alone sometimes is enough to help the team stay together and produce a victory. But he was spectacular last night. On that last shot, Skip, I'm like, well, damn, where is LeBron? I'm like, we glided up to shoot, get a shot. Little did I know, Skip, they were going to hit that Villanova handoff. Remember, Villanova hit that game winner. It was the guy in the backcourt that came up. He passed it to him. Did you watch it? So I just want to know one thing before I continue on. Would you consider that clutch? Because if you missed that shot, because you said the game, there was no harm, no foul. If he misses that shot, the game's over, right?
Well, not quite.
So now you got to foul him. They make free throws.
20 seconds left.
No, 20 seconds. It was like 15.
No, it's 20. When he shot it, it was 20.
Yeah. But you feel very comfortable saying if he misses
Is it my turn? I'll go. Let me go. If you hand off the ball, I'm going to run with it.
I got it. 130 minutes, second most minutes played over 3 games this season. The most he's played in a regular season game in 2017, Skip. But the Lakers have got to do a better job of getting off to faster starts, Skip, because they get off to these such slow starts. And you got to realize, even though these teams are not, the Lakers are top-heavy, Skip. We got to stop this notion that they're just loaded, because they're just not.
Okay.
They're top-heavy. But they got to do a better job of getting off the faster starts. They're letting these young teams with these young legs, guys that are 22, 23, Skip, they can play 40 minutes. They can run all day. You can't do that. So you let them get a 15-point, you let them get a 20-point lead, Skip. You have to spend so much energy trying to fight and claw your way back that a lot of times you're not able to get over the hump. Give them credit. They were able to get over the hump the last couple of times. But you're going down a path that you really you really don't care to be on. But give LeBron credit. LeBron was sensational last night. And that's why he's the MVP front runner. I think he showed that last night.
Really?
Yeah, he showed it.
The guy with the second most turnovers in the league.
Interesting. The guy that had
five more last night.
And the guy that has the second best record in the Western Conference. He showed it last night.
Second best record. Wow. Interesting. Okay, it is now officially my turn.
Go ahead.
Let's frame this. Let's put it in context and perspective with the fact that these were the 10 and 14 Thunder that you got to play sort of back-to-back on Monday and Wednesday night in your place in Staples Center. And last night, unexpectedly to me, they're not only without George Hill, who's, you could argue, their second-best player and a starter, but they were without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is their first-best player. So they're down 2 of their, you could argue, their best 2 players. And they don't even have Isaiah Roby, who's been pretty good for them. 9 points and 5 rebounds, and they are a 10-14 basketball team. So they are not going to make the playoffs. So let's keep it in perspective of, you just went to double overtime against a Detroit team that will not make the playoffs, and then you went to overtime and overtime against a Thunder team that will not make the playoffs.
Not the Detroit team to beat the Nets. That team not going to make the playoffs? That
team took you to double overtime in your place.
That team
Staples,
beat you.
in Staples. So all 3 of those games happened at quote-unquote home.
Okay.
Now, let's step back and look at what was happening during the game. LeBron, once again, was guarded by a 6'3", 21-year-old, undrafted out of Arizona State named Lou Dort, who most people thought wouldn't even be on any team, let alone in the starting lineup for Oklahoma City team up against the world champion Los Angeles Lakers at Staples, and he is guarding LeBron James, who is 6 inches taller than him, okay, just for the record. So you would think LeBron would go trip dub in that game, but he didn't, because he looked tired to me.
Yes.
He just looked a little tired the whole game. So maybe he didn't quite have his legs, because over the last 2 games now, after all that hysteria about the king can shoot the 3 now,
He can.
He's fallen back to his norm. Slowly but surely, he's now 5 of 19 over his last 2 games, because he went 2 of 10 on Monday night, and then he went 3 of 9 last night. 5 of 19, yeah. Okay. So let's frame it with that. He's starting to fade back into what he usually is. He's a career 34% shooter. And I'd like to think he'd end up a little better than that this year, a little better, but he's fading.
Like I said, we already got the cases that he's going to shoot 38% or better. So.
Well, you're getting in more and more
Don't
trouble.
worry about that. We're going to finish with 38 or better.
All right. So this is what I did love about LeBron last night. With 41 seconds left, if we could see this in regulation, he takes a 3 that he missed. This is a big miss, because this is for the lead, and he takes it over little Lou Dort, and he missed it. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, they're about to get in some trouble here, because that made him 2 of 8 from 3 at that point. 2 of 8. So he can't be feeling real good about himself. And then they do get in deep trouble, because they're down 3 with 20 seconds left, and your play happens. And it's the Villanova handoff play, and they worked it to perfection. I love this, and a really good screen to get Dort a little bit off him by Trez. That was well executed by Trez. And this is the best shot LeBron James has hit all season long. That was clutch, because you needed it just to tie the game at that point. Maybe you would have gotten another shot. You'd probably have to foul to get the other shot, or take the ball away from, because they are a little turnover prone. But the point was, I will give you, that was a big shot. That tied it, and then little Lou gets another. He gets a pretty good look. He got a good look at the buzzer and back ironed it. It was right on line, but it back ironed, and that made him 0 for 5 from 3 for the game. So you go to overtime, and it's kind of a sluggish overtime. Not much is happening. But then Wesley Matthews hits the shot of the night, which even eclipsed LeBron's tying shot, which was just a game pass. It was from LeBron. It was kind of an awkward fall-down pass, but it was a sweet shot from a guy who can make big shots for you, Wesley Matthews.
But guess what? Had Wesley Matthews missed that shot, guess what Skip Bayless would have said? LeBron James, you're right there in the lane. Why didn't you shoot him over it? Why didn't you shoot over them? You're 6'9". Why didn't you go all the way to the basket and draw the foul?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I decided to give LeBron a pass on that play just because it did go in from 3.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, I'll give you that. But I'm glad you brought that up, because that did cross my mind at that point.
I know it did.
Okay, so thank you very much for saying something I decided I wouldn't say
But I know
today.
what you were thinking it.
Okay, so then they go down and score, and you come back, and now it's up to LeBron down on the low post. He's got it sort of along the baseline on little Lou Dort, 6 feet 3 inches tall, and LeBron's going to dribble down the clock, and then he's going to take what could be a clinching shot, because it would put you up 3 and at least force a second overtime for them to have to make a 3 to tie you. And if we see LeBron's, I got you, I'm going to shoot a little step back, nothing but air. LeBron shot an air ball. You undid your clutchness on the tying 3. You shot an air ball.
So
Well, what are you doing?
me ask you a question, Skip.
That's with like 4 seconds left.
So let me ask you a
Really?
question.
No, I'm sorry, 7.8 seconds.
So,
yeah.
I mean, after playing 46 minutes on Friday, playing another 43
I
minutes
guess
of
so.
that. So you
Running
don't
out
think
of
LeBron?
gas. Running out of
So
gas.
you don't think LeBron's legs is tired?
Well, again, you know it's about over, and if you hit this shot, it's virtually over,
Your body-
and you airballed it.
You know that. Your body don't know that.
Okay.
Your body just knows that you putting a lot of minutes on it over the last 3 games.
All I hear is he spends $1 million a year on his fitness.
Skip.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that spend a lot of money.
Hey, you got that right.
So-
and they don't get there, right?
We spend a lot of money on our
That
body with
is
gym
true.
memberships
Hey, I got
and
it.
the way we eat and the way we
All the weights that I've bought over the last year in this pandemic, that is correct.
Exactly. But Skip,
Okay.
you know, look, I think it's reasonable to think at that juncture of the game, here's third overtime, the first time the Lakers have been involved in something like this since '91.
Yep.
You would have thought, you know what, year 18?
Okay.
Yeah, let's
But
get LeBron
he
legs.
did have enough legs to pull off this defensive play at the very, very end of the
baited
game because the kid Williams is trying to inbound it, and he's trying to hit Diallo, who's
going
cutting
to the
up
basket.
court.
Yeah, he's trying to get him going to the basket.
And guess who blanketed him like a shutdown corner was Schroeder. Just took Diallo away. So now it's up to Al Horford to try to run backwards the wrong way with covered by, guess who, LeBron James. Who does LeBron cover? He covers the slowest guy on the court because he's gassed at that point.
I think the thing is, Skip, what
Here
he
it
knows.
is again. So Al says, okay, I got it. It's a soft inbounds pass, and obviously LeBron can outrun Al Horford to the ball, and he did. And to his credit, LeBron saved it back in.